Hey guys, my name is Mitchell Kieran, and if you're not confused by now, I'm a good friend of Nathaniel Jordon, so if you're seeing this on his channel, don't be alarmed. We're definitely trying to start a new format for music video reviews, so if you're able to watch his latest video over David Bowie, then this is going to be just kind of like the same video. Today I'm going to be reviewing my favorite band, the 1975, who just released their latest album back in November, A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships. I've been a huge fan of 1975 for some years now, and this album is already by far one of my favorites. They've raised a lot of hype over it by dropping singles from the album last year every month, dating back to May all the way up to October, the month before its initial release. The singles include masterpieces like Love It If We Made It and It's Not Living If It's Not With You, yet each song is very unique, and a majority of them combined sound like they're coming from different albums and genres even. The album rose all the way to number 4 on the US Billboard 200 and number 1 on UK albums. So in today's video, I'm going to be ranking each track from the 1975's new album, A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships. And before we begin, I tried to create this list based off both critical reception and also my personal opinion. So I think we can all agree that this album has made a huge splash, and it just serves as a testament to how the 1975 has grown and how they just continue to shine in just modern day music. Alright, so let's begin. Coming in at number 15, we have The Man Who Married a Robot / Love Theme. Now this track is a spoken word narration recited by Siri about a lonely man who falls in love with the internet. Now I'm sure we can all think of somebody in our lives like this, but Matty Healy stated he identified with this character in this track, and I quote, "probably more than I'd like to," end quote. There's definitely experimental vibes, and the story kind of ties into the name of the album. This track comes in last because it isn't exactly music, and it serves as the intermission that kind of serves as a change of pace as well in the flow of the album. However, it does serve its purpose, and it isn't too bad in itself, but it still feels a little out of place considering other songs that really highlight the band's growth. At number 14 is the self-titled intro song, The 1975. Again, this song is going to come in second to last because it does serve as the intro and not exactly a complete song, but it definitely serves as good foreshadowing for the new stuff that the album has to offer. Although Healy had a different idea for an intro and kind of rushed this one out, he accidentally made something that actually sounds pretty creative. The lyrics are poetic, and it does a quick switch from an indie-sounding song with a piano to a filtered and futuristic sound, all within a minute and a half. So now we're going to be getting into the full songs at number 13 with Inside Your Mind. Now this one sounded a little too slow for my taste, and it's arguably one that drags the most, but that's just my opinion. It's got a slow dance vibe to it, and it sounds that are reminiscent of other chill songs like Antichrist and Falling For You. Healy is very slow, yet also very emotional in the delivery of his lyrics, which a lover longs to know their partner's thoughts and obsessing over it. If you think a lot about your crush or significant other, then this could be a good song for you. Coming in at number 12 is Two Time, Two Time, Two Time. This one is definitely the most pop-sounding song and arguably the least liked single that came out prior to the album's release. The song has been described as counterintuitive, sounding like it opposes the song's meaning. It got a positive review, however, from New Musical Express, saying that the track's lyrics are knowing, insecure, romantic, flawed, and cocky all at the same time. This song isn't my favorite as to why it's pretty low on this list, but I can't argue that it is hauntingly catchy. At number 11, we have Surrounded by Heads and Bodies. This song is a personally connected one to Matt Healy, as this whole album has been very heavily inspired from Healy recovering from a heroin addiction, and this track describes a woman that Healy met while he was in rehab. The lyrics and the song title were also inspired by a David Foster Wallace book entitled Infinite Jest. Healy gently sings the lyrics about a woman named Angela, and although this song is a little slow, it's very easy to listen to, and the lyrics embody a good moral where this woman was really an important encounter in Healy's time in rehab, for she truly understood him during such a dark period in his life. Number 10 is Be My Mistake. This song hasn't gotten much love from the masses, but that's kind of why it's lower on this list because it's definitely one of my personal favorites. Healy strums an acoustic guitar while weeping out lyrics with feelings of regret. The story behind the song is pretty deep, where Healy is in a new flame but constantly compares this one to a past woman who might have been better, but Healy didn't know what he really wanted at the time. Lyrics like "The smell of your hair reminds me of her feet" really exemplifies the contrast of one person's best quality reflecting the other's worst. Number 9 on this list is How to Draw / Petrichor. The song uses heavy effects on Healy's vocals and has artistic vibes in it And it kind of ties to synesthesia, where you can hear the moods and the colors. What starts off slow definitely picks up about halfway through the near 6-minute track, where drummer and producer of the song, George Daniels, experiments with new sounds that really show how creative the 1975 sound has become. But it also ties back to a tribute to their United Kingdom garage sounding days. Number 8 is I Like America and America Likes Me. Now, Healy's vocals are auto-tuned and beg for attention as he passionately cries out, "Would you please listen?" And the overall tone is, "Everyone's just scared of dying." The song picks up right after the smooth and jazzy single Sincerity is Scary, and the song is a homage to SoundCloud rap and is also the definition of American music at the moment for Healy. At number 7 is another jazzy yet emotional sounding track with I Couldn't Be More in Love. This song is intended to reflect on when people stop caring, especially when the fans are losing interest in Healy and the band's music. I could definitely say that's not the case due to the acclaim that this album has gotten, but Healy is able to correlate these feelings to yet another love song, and Healy again knocks this one out of the park with intensifying lyrics and a very slick guitar solo. Number 6 here is Mine. The song embodies the jazz standard, which we can now see a pattern for where the 1975's music is heading. The song is another sophisticated sound, kind of like Inside Your Mind, but a little smoother, or even like Sincerity is Scary, but just a little more methodical. Alright, now we've hit the top 5, and I could personally say that these songs are a lot of my favorites at the moment, regardless of genre or even artist, and we've landed at Give Yourself a Try. Now, the first single released back in May slaps in the guitar riffs, and it is composed in the key of B major with a tempo of 91 beats per minute. Give Yourself a Try is a bit like a motto for me at this moment, but is a little more symbolic for Healy. He gets very personal in the lyrics about stories, including one of a younger 1975 fan who took her own life, and just the constant struggle of adjusting to adulthood while battling thoughts of depression and finding happiness. The now 29-year-old Matt Healy has had quite a storied history, but he's able to summarize so many emotions and feelings in this upbeat synth pop rock song where he kindly asks his listeners, "Won't you give yourself a try?" At number 4 we have I Always Wanna Die Sometimes. This is the last song on the album, and it instantly shocked me to just how good it was. I might have replayed this song maybe 5 times the night that A Brief Inquiry went public, and it's a song that really brings it all together. We've all been down in the dumps, and it's human nature to think about death and how sometimes you wonder what it would be like. But it's also a song that you'd think would have already existed for a long time, considering how on point the lyrics and message just really are. Now, number 3 could easily be at the top of this list, and it's Love It If We Made It. This is the most intense song that immediately grabs your attention with the mature lyrics and content in the opening lyrics. The song cries out like tabloid headlines with modern controversial topics to recent tragedies, citing the references towards now United States President Donald Trump and other musical acts like Kanye West and Lil Peep. The song is definitely one of the most played from the album, but I don't think that many of us aren't complaining. Number 2 is another masterpiece in Sincerity is Scary. This is an upbeat, jazzy vibe that has a perfect music video to match the mood. The song prominently features a trumpet played by the late Roy Hargrove. Healy cited he was great to work with before his untimely death, and it took a toll on Healy after his passing. But in regards to the song, it's a groovy piece that has themes of postmodernism and being a little sarcastic rather than sincere. But the song will make you want to get up and strut down the street just like Healy did. And now we've reached number 1 at the top of this list of the 1975 songs on the new album, A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships. And at the top is It's Not Living If It's Not With You. Now this song is probably the most symbolic to Healy as it's heavily linked to his heroin addiction. He hides his identity behind the character in the song called Danny, as he wasn't exactly too proud of his drug addiction, but he wanted to wait until he kicked heroin before he wrote about it, stating that, quote, "Saying I do it isn't a good enough reason for me to talk about it." Artists should not romanticize about drug addiction in their music, and it's something that a lot of musicians suffer from. I, for one, am happy Healy was able to overcome that dark chapter of his life, as it wasn't easy for him or his other bandmates included. But this song was able to serve as a ballad for where Healy can finally identify to his haunting addiction, and what came out the other end is what I believe to be the best song from the whole album. So here's my list of all the rankings of every song from the 1975's album, A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships. Now again, I'm interested into seeing how these songs compare to you guys, and you can leave those back down in the comments, but don't forget that this is only just my opinion, and I can say I've enjoyed basically all of these tracks. Again, my name is Mitchell Kieran, and if you're viewing this from my friend Nathaniel Jordon's channel, I can leave a link to my channel as well, but you can expect a lot more of these music review videos from the both of us. Thanks again for tuning in.